Real quick, just a quick one today. Loma, Rigo. I did my, immediate reaction video, and a couple of things I left out that I want to kind of touch on today. Now, number one, how many times have I come to you guys and it sounded a little bit something like this? I'm like, all right, guys, I made a prediction video last night, got it wrong, but hey, I learned something, blah, blah, blah. Now we move on, that kind of thing. Look, I'm amazed at these other boxing channels well, first of all, half of them they're having like a complete meltdown right now, and the other half are just in complete denial, and they're doing exactly what I told you they're going to do. They're going to do, oh, he's too old, oh, he's too old, oh, he's too small, oh, it's racist, it's all, I mean, just a million different excuses, one after the other. I just heard Dante's Boxing Nation, and it was literally about 8 minutes, probably about 8 minutes of, just excuse after, just one after another, one after another, one after another. And I was like, wow, that's incredible. And again, all these other boxing channels that, guaranteed a win, guaranteed, like put their reputation on it. A couple of them went as far to say they would shut their channel down if they get it wrong. And, now where are they at? They need to take ownership of their words. See, that's the thing, when you're a journalist, okay, or a reporter, or whatever, even if you're on YouTube, you have to maintain like a certain level of integrity. Now you can't, you don't have to get it right, because look, really, I have no channels out there that get it wrong probably more than they get it right, but people still like them. Okay, why? Because they have integrity. They're honest. They're genuine, right? They're down to earth, real people. So, hopefully the fight we saw tonight, or last night rather, will kind of help separate, what's real and what's not real. Okay, because a channel like mine, real. Okay, this whole boxing, with Dante's and ego and all that is garbage, nonsense, fake bullshit. Okay, fake news, whatever you want to call it. I call it clickbait. Actually, I call it clickbait. And speaking of clickbait, I have a video coming out. I want to build it up a little bit. I've talked about it in the past one or two videos. You guys must watch it. I won't even monetize the video. It's not a click. It's not about making money. I will not. I just want you to watch it. It's very important to me, and I think it'll kind of, well, it'll hit home with you too. It will. But look, I want to point out one thing. Lomachenko, right? We remember he broke his, his left hand on the undercard of the Manny Pacquiao and Chris Algieri fight. Okay, fractured rather. They thought it was broken, but badly fractured, and went on to win the second half of the fight. Dude, basically broke his hand, his left hand, but yet went on. Look, that's the difference between a champion and someone like Rigondeaux. And look, I'm not trying to dog on Rigondeaux or kick him when he's down, nothing like that. I feel bad for the guy, to be honest. I do. I genuinely feel sorry for him, because, this is bad. This is really bad. And, I don't care how tough you are emotionally or mentally, psychologically, this is going to take a huge toll on him. It really will. Like, he's going to think about this for the rest of his life. He was like, just embarrassed, right, in front of millions of people, completely schooled and embarrassed. Okay. So, and here's the thing though, but he wanted the fight. You have to remember this. Okay. And a lot of people are forgetting he wanted this fight. He was the one chasing Loma, and Loma simply obliged. He's okay. Hey, you want it, you got it, right? He's like, I'm tired of hearing about Rigondeaux. I'm tired of hearing I'm ducking Rigondeaux. I'm tired of hearing that he's better than me. He said, okay, you want it, you got it. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. So, but again, what a shame. Like I said, these other channels cannot give him credit. They're still calling Loma a bum, and now he needs to move up and fight Mikey Garcia, which, I agree. Look, Loma he's simply too good. He needs to challenge himself. He needs to move up. It's obvious. Look, here's the funny thing. I said it about Terrence Crawford, and, people called me a racist, right? Like, oh, you're a racist. You just can't stand that Crawford is so good. No. Crawford isn't, a special talent, just like Loma, so therefore these guys look what Pacquiao did. Look what all the late great fighters did. They all moved up. Okay, that's the same thing about Gennady Golovkin, when he was getting ducked left and right. Really, as a boxer, that's just something you've got to do. At least one division, you have to take that next level, that step, that test. You have to take that test, and look, I love a fighter that'll clean out their division, dominate the division, and even retire without ever leaving their division. There's nothing wrong with that, but really, in my mind, and I think in a lot of the boxing community's mind, we want to see them move up and challenge themselves. And that's what Loma needs to do. Okay, so Loma needs to move up. I don't care, fight anyone, you know, an acclamation fight, whatever. You know, I'm cool with that. You know, he gets a one-time pass, right? Rigondeaux needs to retire, you know, just needs to retire, but he won't. I mean, look, they're already talking about his next fight and what he's going to do, and he's going back to the drawing board. You know, I got to let my hand heal. You know, so he's going to continue milking boxing is what he's going to do. He's going to continue to milk boxing for millions of dollars, and he'll retire. You know, Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins. Remember, Jones entered that fight with a damage or an injured hand, rather. I believe a broken hand. I mean, this is common. This is a common thing in boxing. Okay, look, me personally, I've had my eyes split open, my left hand, my jab hand fractured. Okay, I've had so many injuries, you know, head injuries. I've had a hematoma, like literally a hematoma, and still continued fighting, which I didn't know at the time. But I mean, I knew it, but no one else did. But and continued fighting. You know, just a little guy in Houston, right? I mean, if I'm on a stage, if I'm on ESPN in the fight of my life, I'm going to continue. You know, so clearly it was an excuse, and he needs to own up to it. The biased boxing media, they need to own up to it, and you know, it's a shame, and it's really. It's why I haven't been as active on YouTube, but we're going to get into that. You know, something happened. You know, something happened to the channel that really pissed me off, like in a bad fucking way, pissed me off. Okay. So we're going to talk about that pretty soon. But anyway, guys, leave your comment below. You know, what do you think?